Hello guys, thank you guys for watching and welcome to a new video. Yes, we are going to keep talking about the OSPF routing protocol. And I just got done watching the Bears and Eagles game. And I feel sorry for all you Bears fans out there. It was a really good game to watch, but the ending was really rough. And more for Bears fans. So shout out to the Bears fans and shout out to the Eagles fan. Pulling out a big win. Nick Foles does it again. Okay, so here we go. Let's start doing some networking over here with CCNA. And here's where we are going to have this network over here. I already configured the IP address for the computers. Okay, and if you want to get this activity, you can go ahead to the description and download this activity. And we're going to configure OSPF. And we're only going to do one area, by the way. So we're going to put everything on area 0. And let's see, we're going to have router 2. Router 2 is going to be my designated router for OSPF. And router 0 is going to be my BDR. You know what? I want router 3 to be my BDR. Okay, so everything is configured on the computer. We just have to configure the routers. So let's go ahead and know. First of all, let's go to interface gigabit 0/0. IP address from here 192.168.60.1. This is going to be a subnet mask of 252 because it is a /30. Okay. Now shut down. Great. Let's do ping 192.168.60.2, which is the IP address of this computer 3. Great, we're able to ping it. Moving on, let's go ahead to gigabit 01, which is this one right here. And let's give it a IP address. It's going to be /24, and this one is going to be 10.4. Now shut down. Great, we're done here for now. Yeah, let's leave it like that. Actually, let's just shut it down for now, because when I configure, I want to configure. Let's go ahead and configure OSPF first. Router OSPF 0 1. I'm sorry. Network 192.168.16.0. And I want this to be 3. It's going to be in the same network, on the same area as the other one. This one is going to be 255. And right here it's going to be 10. Alright, good. And now what we could do actually, if you open Notepad, if you have a Windows computer, it's Notepad, but I have installed here what is called LeafPad on my Linux computer. So I want to copy all of this. Oops, let's go back. Let's clean this up. That way we can configure everything a lot faster. Just copy and pasting, basically what I'm going to do. If you want to do it like this, if you don't want to do it like this, it's fine. No shutdown is going to stay there. It will save you a lot of times, a lot of time. And remind me, guys, I also going to show you passive interface and how passive interface works. Okay. Yeah. No shutdown for this one. Let's delete that. interface. Okay, so network, this one right here, this is our network area 0. Okay, so we configure router 0. Now let's configure router 3. And router 3 has a IP address on gigabit 00. It's 30.1. Now shut down, that's good. Then we go to interface gigabit 01. And 01 is going to be 10.1. 255 is good. OSPF1. Everything over here is going to be 30. And for this one over here, 10. That's good. Alright, so we can go copy this, go to router 3. Now config T. Let's paste everything in here. One, can I start? There must be at least one. Okay, and I did something wrong. Just gonna reload this router. Take a look at this. Okay, so this one is run. I forgot to delete this one. Sorry for that, guys. Let's go ahead and do that again. No. Config T. Paste everything. Okay, so that you can see that this router was configured. To verify, we can do ping 192.168.30.2, which is the IP address of PC2. So you can see that that's working. Great. Now let's go ahead and configure router 2. So router 2 has an IP address of 40.1. Interface gigabit 01. This one over here is going to be 10.2. Go ahead and put that right here, 10.2. And for this one, it's going to be 40. Copy this. Config T. Paste that over here. Great. So that's all configured. You can verify by do ping 192.168.40.2, which is the IP address of PC1. Alright, so that is working, as you can see. Now let's go ahead and configure this router 1 over here. So router 1 has a IP address of on gigabit 01 or 50.1, and interface gigabit 01 has an IP address of 10.3, and change that over here to 50. Copy. Let's go ahead and paste it over here. There we go. So all the routers are configured. Okay, so now what I want to do is go to, since this one is going to be my default router, I want this. Let's go to interface gigabit 01, IP OSPF priority. It's going to be, the priority is going to be 90, and my backup router, which is this one over here. If we go to interface gigabit 01, IP OSPF priority is going to be 80, and since it is lower than this one, it's going to become the backup router because it is higher than this one and this one, but it's lower than this one. Okay, because the default for OSPF, if you don't configure, is going to be priority of 1. Okay, so now we can do no shutdown. No shutdown. Interface gigabit 01. No shutdown. Interface gigabit 01. No shutdown. And what we could do is just go ahead and fast forward. Okay, so that's good. You can see that OSPF is up and running. If you do N, show IP OSPF neighbors, you can see that we have all our neighbors over here, and we can see that this is the backup default router because it has a priority of 80. This one over here is a D router or DR other, and this one over here is also a DR other. So 60 and 50 are DR other, and 30 right here, this router is BDR. Okay, the backup default router. And you can see that this router is a default router. If you do a show IP OSPF interface, okay, if you go over here and if you go to gigabit 01, you can see that the state of it is the DR or default router. And if you go over here, show IP OSPF interface, and if you go to gigabit 01 right here, you can see that this is the BDR, the backup default backup designated router, because the priority is 80, and for this one the priority is 90, and for these two routers the priority is going to be 1. Show IP OSPF interface, and make this bigger. Gigabit 01, the state of it is DR other, so designated router other, and this one as well. Show IP OSPF interface. Make this bigger so you can read it better. Gigabit 01, the state is DR other. Okay, and the backup designated router is 192.168.30.1, and the designated router is 192.168.40.1, which is this one, 40.1. Okay, and this one over here is 192.168.30.1. okay, which is the backup designated router. All right, but what we're going to show is how the passive interface works. Okay, so when you are when you don't want OSPF to advertise, what you can do is a passive interface. Okay, so if we go back here, we go to config T and router OSPF 1, and if we do passive interface to 0/1, what that's going to do is that is going to block OSPF. And since we are blocking OSPFs, now we do not have a neighbor relationship with any other routers because it is blocking OSPF packets from being sent on this interface. Okay, so if we go to any other router and do show IP neighbors, show IP OSPF neighbors, we see that router router 60 is still a neighbor over here. Let's go ahead and fast forward. Here we go. So now that it expired, the dead timer, because it was the dead timer is equal to 40, and after 40 seconds of being dead, then the neighbor relationship expired. Okay, so now this neighbor relationship went down, and as you can see right here, it is not showing as a neighbor anymore in OSPF. So that's what the OSPF passive interface does. So what we could do, I say no, but since we do not want to advertise OSPF to the computers because they're not routers, okay, since you don't want to do that, over there you can see that it came up now and it's going to be shown here now. There it is. Okay, so since you don't want to send OSPF packets to the computer because the computer does not know how to read OSPF hello message and packets what you could do is we can give it a passive interface for gigabit 00. And when you do that, like I said before, what it's going to do is going to stop from sending OSPF packets. But the neighbor relationship is not going to go down because we have a connection on gigabit 01. Okay, so that's the connection that we want, and this is the way that we send hello messages to other routers. Okay, and we can do the same over here. Config G router OSPF1, paste that there, and we can just go ahead and copy this, put on the notepad. Let's go ahead and copy this too. Oops, you gotta do copy instead of Control C. There we go. We can copy this and do it on every single router. Config G passive, config G passive, and I think the last one is this one. This one is configure, this one is configure, and this one is configure, and also this one. Okay, so and what happens if this interface over here, gigabit 01, goes down? So if we make this a passive interface, right, it's going to go down, and then after 40 seconds it is still a neighbor. Right here, if we go show IP OSPF neighbor, so you can see over here it is still a neighbor, so it hasn't gone down because it needs to go past 40 seconds. After 40 seconds though, it is going to expire. Okay, as you can see, now it is dead. And what happens if that interface goes down? Who is going to become the default router? So the backup DR is going to become the DR now. So if we go over here and do a show IP OSPF interface, you can see over here that the state of it is the default router now, because that was the backup router before. And if the DR goes down, then the backup router becomes the designated router. And do we pick a backup designated router just in case this one goes down too, like this one went down? Let's see who is the backup designated router now. Show IP OSPF interface, and as you can see now, the state of this one is a backup designated router. And why is this one the backup designated router? Since this one has a priority of 1 and this one has a priority of 1 as well. Show IP OSPF interface, so they both have a priority of 1, so you can see right here. But this one did not become the backup designated router. Why is that? Well, that's because if they both have a priority of 1, what it's going to do is whoever has the higher router ID, which is the router ID of this one. Let me see if it has it here. It should have it here. 01. Okay, so the router ID for this one is 192.168.50.1. Okay, this one is that, and for this one it is 192.168.60.1. Since this one has a higher router ID, then this one becomes the backup designated router. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a no passive interface here. Now this one became active again, and I believe that this one is going to become the default, the designated router again, I believe. Let's go OSPF interface. As you can see over here, this one did not become the DR anymore, so the DR stayed over here. But if we do, let's do a copy, run, start. So let's save our configuration and then reload. Copy, run, start. copy, run, start, copy, run, start. So what I'm doing is just I'm saving my configuration, and then let's reload. Oops, not reload. Let's go ahead and save it, copy it, reload, and reload. Fast forward. Now who is going to become the default router again? Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Config, not config G, show IP OSPF interface. And as you can see, the state of this one is the backup designated router again. And who is the designated router? Show IP OSPF interface. So this one became the designated router again. What we could do, let's reload it a little bit faster, because what happened was that since this one went up first, that one became the designated router. So let's go ahead and do it faster. Fast forward, enable. Let's go ahead and enable for all of them. Okay, let's go ahead and reload this router. Actually, let's do them more at the same time. Power cycle. That one is going to reload everything at the same time. So let's go ahead and fast forward. Let's go ahead to this router. Enable show IP OSPF interface. And let's see who became the designated router. Okay, our interface. The state of this one is that DR other, and the designated router is 192.168.30.1, which is this one over here. So this one became the designated router again. Okay, so this is it for this tutorial. And if you guys enjoy this tutorial, just go ahead and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe to my channel, where I have 96 videos right now. And with this one, with this new video, it's going to become video number 97 on my YouTube channel. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at CCNA Daily Tips. And if you don't have a Twitter account, go ahead and create one and follow me on Twitter. Okay, guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.